listening to West Ham is Why We Drink. It's like hanging at the pub with your West Ham mates. Come on, you Irons!
And welcome to another episode of West Ham is Why We Drink, episode 15. And my name's Wayne, I'm one of your hosts, and I'm joined here by my mate from across the pond, Jimmy. How are you doing today, Jimmy?
Oh, I'm doing all right, thanks, Wayne. How are you doing?
Well, I understand that you've got a little bit of a special guest for us today. Is that true?
Oh, I've got more than a special guest for you. In fact, they're actually out here right now. Your missus let them in while we was getting everything ready for the podcast, and they're waiting in the living room, so let me just get them. Come on in, special guest.
Oh, God.
Oh, come off it. I'm not doing anything with him in the room. Not until I get an apology off of him for calling me all those names he called me.
What? Jimmy, you told me that me and you were doing this show together. I thought we got rid of that deadbeat.
Look, I've got to tell you both. You're both mates. West Ham's going through enough trouble as it is right now. So I'm leaving, and you two are staying in this room and you're working it out. Now, get real, get together, and get this blinking show going, all right?
Sorry, Jim.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Well, I guess you should go first, considering you're the one that cheated.
Okay, look, I didn't mean to offend you, okay? I mean, yes, I did edit the podcast, and I actually said 13. I didn't say 17. But I've got to tell you, it was really difficult trying to pull your 17 out and make it sound like me. I thought it sounded enough like you still that you would realise it was a joke. I didn't think you'd take it so personally.
Well, you know, integrity is just important to me. What can I say?
Get out of it, integrity. Yeah, right, integrity. Yeah, says the guy who got deported.
Well, exactly. I could have said it, then I would have less integrity.
I know. Well, look.
No, I forgive you if that was a...
I'm sorry.
Well, I forgive you, Wayne. You're right. This is a time for togetherness. It's a time for us to try and come together as West Ham fans. We've got enough crap to watch on the field.
True. So can we actually do this podcast right now then? I mean, are we good? We're good.
Yeah, all right. Episode 15. Somehow we've made it this far.
Okay.
15 not out.
Okay. Jimmy, thanks, mate.
Cheers, Jim. By the way, you need to lay off those ice creams, mate.
He's been eating way too many of them. He really has.
I don't know how he makes any money in that ice cream van.
You know what? He let me into a little secret. Maybe one time we can get him here on the podcast and we can actually find out what that secret is. But he's not totally above board, our Jimmy lad. I mean, he's one of the Sullivan boys, for crying out loud.
Yeah, there's no surprise there's some dodginess going on there.
That's a definite. He's a good lad. He's a good lad, and hopefully he'll come on and he'll be our in the know in the future, since he's got such a tie-in with all of the geezers at West Ham.
Sounds good to me. So what have we got on this show then today?
Well, we've got some social shenanigans as always, and there's a ton of stuff on social media right now as to what's going on, which is trying to keep it positive is going to be tough. Then we're going to do a Would You Rather, and our lads from Hammers Polls have said we can actually read out a few of their polls on air, which is fantastic.
Yeah, Would You Rather, everyone's favourite section.
Exactly. I like the theme music to it, and that's about it now.
I've changed the music?
I've changed the theme music.
There's a surprise. You've done something else.
I stole it from Disney.
Oh dear.
And just changed it a little bit, just a little bit.
Hope I'm not involved in any lawsuits.
No, we won't. No, it'll be for playing the other stuff that we played that we'll probably get done for. Then we've got a very, very suitable pie mashup. I think it'll be fun. And then really, there's nothing left other than to kick off with a
So you're about to end it. Others say, really, there's nothing left to say but cheers.
We should do. It feels like an ending already, doesn't it?
I mean, I don't know that people are going to be motivated to listen to anything West Ham this week.
They will do. We're going to bring some smiles and laughter back into their lives. That's what we're here for. You know that. It's all about what's your saying? How's it go?
Stay positive. Love your life.
It's bloody hard these last few weeks, isn't it?
I know.
It's hard. But let's do a section of...
What was that?
So I've got a little piece that I'd like to start this off with. It's something I nabbed from a really good YouTube channel, which is...
What YouTube channel?
West Ham Fan TV. And it's Nicky interviewing my favourite West Ham player from a long time ago, John Moncur. Let me find the piece and we'll add it in right now. Here we go.
West Ham Fan TV, Nick Gilkins outside London Stadium, West Ham Fan TV. Got Johnny Monks. John, what do you think today? disappointing, mate, be honest with you. First half, I mean, you know, it wasn't a London derby. We needed to get
Sounds
into
a bit like Jimmy, didn't he?
try and stop their, put them out their rhythm. And actually, Tottenham, to be honest, could have been 3 or 4 up easily.
Should have been, really.
Should have been. So, disappointing. It wasn't until Antonio come on for me that we had a little bit more pace going the other way and stretched them and caused a few problems, but it was all too late.
Your player played with your heart on your sleeve, mate. Is there enough out there? Are you seeing enough of that?
Not today. I mean, apart from Mark Noble, I mean, who else is going to mix it and try and put Tottenham out their rhythm? For me, Anderson, Yarmolenko, they're not putting enough in off the ball.
Yeah.
And, Snodgrass, he'll have a go. But apart from 1 or 2, and listen, the game's changed, but there's still a place for people that wear the art on the sleeve and work hard. And, you've got to upset the opposition.
Not enough pockets of space being opened up, either players hiding.
Now, but I think with us at the minute, we ain't got enough runners beyond the ball, with and without the ball, to get in amongst with Allah and help him out. So you look at it, Sheffield Wednesday, Newcastle, they're all sitting deep. We're playing in front of them and they're hitting us on the break.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, as I said, it weren't till Antonio stretched them and we went beyond a little bit that we caused them problems.
I know you're in a rush, mate. I'll let you go. One last thing. Chelsea next week. You holding any hope?
It's this. Well, listen, you've got to look at the next 4 or 5 games. We've got to really have a go, otherwise we could be in a relegation battle. Well, we are. So we've got to really lift ourselves and try and get a result within the next couple of 3 games, because we don't want to be in trouble Christmas time.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, John. Thanks so much. Cheers.
And thanks to West Ham Fan TV for letting us use that little clip, even though I haven't asked them. But it's a great channel. You should check it out if you get the opportunity to. There's some great YouTube channels out there, including American Hammers TV and all of the other ones.
Yeah, 97% of that was spot on.
It was, wasn't it?
Apart from the bit where he mentioned Sheffield Wednesday instead of Sheffield United.
He's had a few knocks probably over the years.
Oh, yeah, he definitely has. What a legend he was.
He was brilliant. He was brilliant. But, I mean, to that game, he got it spot on, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was. Let's try and find a positive out of it. There's got to be a positive out of it.
We haven't talked about the games yet.
Well, let's talk about it then. I'm trying to find a positive about it. I'm trying to underline with the positive before we
can start with the
into
positive.
It.
There is a positive. Everyone in that stadium in the 33rd minute clapped for Lily. The girl passed away with cystic fibrosis. So
yeah.
I know that her fiance is a friend of a friend, and I've retweeted a couple of things over the past months, and so it's nice that even in a rivalry and even when we are depressed with how things are going, that football fans can still come together.
Exactly, and the Spurs fans, they did it justice just as well as we did.
Yeah,
which is a good thing.
Fair play to the Tottenham fans.
Yeah.
It makes me feel sick saying it, but
yeah. And now we've said that, let's get on about how awful that bloody game was.
All right, well, let's start just to change the tune to not start with Roberto. I'll give you one thing. It's the first time I have ever seen in the history of football someone getting fouled and then being given a yellow card for getting fouled.
That was just unbelievable. What was that ref's name?
Michael Oliver.
What a twat.
Well, and here's the thing. I was always taught you never trust someone with 2 first names. Someone with a first name as a last name? Nah.
See, instances like that should be caught by VAR. There should be someone somewhere centrally that's watching it somewhere central and go, that call was just bloody wrong. Somebody get on the dog and bone to him and say what's going on. That's what it should be.
I do not understand the point of even having VAR if you're not going to use it for things that are blatantly wrong.
That was what a cheat, freaking Harry.
But Harry Kane, because he's England's best player, the referees give him carte blanche to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, and he totally backed into him. Looped his arm there,
grabbed his arm, threw him to the ground.
Yeah, and then we get the card for it. I think it shows a lot of professionalism on the part of Narc Mobile.
Good old Narc.
I'm still got a hangover, mate.
Narc.
Good old Narc Mobile. Not to smack the freaking ref right in the teeth.
Oh,
there were some bad things there. I mean, for a start, I don't think the scoreline really does justice to how badly we were played off that park.
Not in the first half, but then you got... All right... I really just wanted to not even talk about him, but how the hell is Roberto starting for West Ham United?
Mate, I think it's... I don't know. I think it's a matter of I don't think that Pellegrini was given enough funds to do what he needed to do, so we had to cut Adrian. We had to cut Adrian, and they went cheap doors with the.
But I don't even care
goalies.
about it. You know what? I don't even care about any of that. The fact is, he has not performed. More than that, he has cost us goals in every game that he's played in, yet he still retains his space.
Over 2 goals per game.
If people listen back to the Friday Night Lights, I talked about a director of football and a perfect fit.
Yeah.
I mean, at
I was thinking
times
the same
like
thing.
this,
maybe more
Roberto is a perfect fit for Pellegrini.
It has to be something,
I mean.
because there's no way. I mean, even Dave Walker said in one of his tweets this week that how has this guy still got a starting job? Is Martin really that bad a goalie that we can't have him on?
Well, I want to address this because I went on to some people on social media about this. They're saying, well, Martin only has a training ground contract. I was like, no.
He sat on the bench. No.
If he wasn't registered to play, he wouldn't be allowed to be on the bench.
Exactly. I mean, they may have turned around to him and said, listen, you're only going to get training ground stuff. Let's be realistic with you here.
When they signed him, I'm sure there was no expectations of first team football. But you can't continue playing someone who, everything about him is a nightmare.
He's terrible. He's just absolutely the worst goalie I've ever seen. Who was it? Was it The Sun or The Mirror or somebody? One of our garbage newspapers from back home that said he is without a doubt the worst goalie ever to play in the Premier League.
I think that's fair.
He is.
Loads of people are actually phoning Paddy Power, asking what the odds are on the first goal scorer in that game being a Roberto own goal. People were literally listing, all of the betting companies were listing odds, including him as an own goal to be the first goal scorer.
Well, I think we may have found one subject with West Ham that you and I absolutely agree on.
And don't get me wrong, I feel bad that every touch gets jeered.
It was sad. It was totally sad. But let's look at some of the other parts of the match. I mean,
I won't lie. I consumed. I mean,
oh God, you and me both, mate.
I think you should probably put my picture on there. Have you already done it?
I've already tweeted it out there. You look out of it, mate.
Yeah, I'd seen better days.
Well, you left the pub, right, with Jesus.
Yeah,
and I stuck around for about another half an hour, 45 minutes.
I mean, I wasn't driving, so
no, you weren't driving. No, I wasn't either. Ken gave me a ride. Finally, Ken had to turn to me and say, "Oh, Wayne, we should really go now." I'm like, "Oh, all right."
Well, and thanks, Kelly, for buying the entire pub a shot.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. We've got some good lads in the Dallas Hammers. Yeah.
There was a good turn for 6:30. On a Saturday
I think they had
morning.
like 26, 27 people.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't buy enough klatches. I only bought 25. Well, only 13 people responded, so I thought, well, everyone's got enough for to eat.
But I got so ratted. I came home and my wife's like, she says to me, she goes, you've got to take Lily to ballet this afternoon. I'm like, but that's 2.5 hours away. I'll be fine by then. Don't worry.
Were you fine by then?
I was fine. But I slept. I just went straight to sleep. And then I woke up and, oh my God, when I dropped Lily off at ballet and I go, sweetheart, daddy's not feeling too well. I might have to go sleep in the car while you're doing your rehearsal today. And that's what I did. I set my alarm clock. I was like, oh
yesterday
God.
felt like 3 days.
Oh God.
I got up in the morning, then had a bit of a nap at around 10, 11, then got up again and did something else.
Every time I texted you, you said I just woke up. Every time I texted you.
Yesterday went on for 3 days. I slept and woke up like 3 times.
It was something else. I was very happy when Antonio came on because Yarmolenko was non-existent out there.
Most of our players were non-existent.
But I mean, come on. I mean, he scored for what is it, for Ukraine?
Yeah.
He scored for them. Why can't he do anything for us? It's like
because Ukraine put him up front, don't they? I think they play him up front.
They do. They play him. I think they play him. But him and Anderson with his baloney.
No, forget about it.
He needs to stop smoking whatever it is he's smoking before he goes out on the pitch.
He does look so high every time I see him. His eyes.
Last year he was really good. I mean, the nutmegs he did, and when he's on form, it's like he floats like a butterfly through the midfield. It's beautiful to watch, but. None of them look like they really were in it, except for a handful, like Snodgrass. I mean, he at least tried. He tried. Noble tried. Antonio was just. It just showed you how much we've actually missed that man.
I can't remember who scored for us. I don't even remember.
Antonio and then Ogbonna in the final minutes of injury time.
Injury time. You're right.
So, yeah.
I can't even remember.
So, look, the two players that haven't been played that Pellegrini hasn't picked for God knows how long. Well, obviously, Antonio wasn't his choice because he was injured. But Ogbonna's been kept out of the lineup for, was it 3 weeks now? And we played, like, drastically bad. And he actually goes out there and scores a goal when he comes back out.
And I think that, we do judge Pellegrini very harshly, but a lot of the changes have not been his fault. I mean, players have been injured.
Yeah.
But
you need a plan B, mate. The man has no plan B.
But what can you do if plan B is bloody Roberto?
No, I mean, I'm talking about the whole match, and I'm not going to go back into the goal again because it is what it is.
But I mean,
everything else, the formation.
But then, one thing he did
what's he doing? What's he doing to gear these players up at half time? He can't be doing anything. I mean, he is almost as laid back as Anderson is. I mean, is he smoking a bone before the match? Because he never seems to get into it.
He's doing something with a bone before the match.
He's doing something with Sanchez. When he pulled off Diop and stuck Sanchez in.
Okay, so all right, but in fairness,
he did all right.
Sanchez didn't make a mistake.
He didn't make once. But how bad is it when your positive is Sanchez didn't make a mistake?
Okay, but it's still a positive. So let's work on
positive.
This. Here's another positive. You know what? Declan Rice was a centre back. It's only last season that we started playing him.
Did you see what he did though when they said, "No, you're going to centre back," and he did one of those hand moves? Like, what? Well, you want me to play centre back now?
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't see it at the time because I was too blasted. But when I watched it last night on replay, he does this thing. He throws his arms down and goes, "What?"
But fair enough. But you know what? We have to have him play. Maybe it is a good idea for him to be at centre back.
You know what? I'm thinking the same thing myself because
it shore things up back there.
Yeah, but we need so much. Antonio was a beast as always. He was brilliant. He was absolutely fantastic. It's a shame that Declan Rice was just about 12 feet offside for that goal. But still, even if we'd have got that and equalised at 3-3, that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen our team make.
Tottenham, from what I remember, it's not like they had a ton of attacks. It's not like it was one-way traffic. They had a lot of the ball.
Did they?
But I mean, that's the Mourinho way, I guess, though.
That's what he's always done. He's always parked the bus. Gets a couple of goals ahead and then he parks and sews it up.
Yeah.
So, but so the question has to be asked, Adam. Okay, because before our little feud,
I know what you're about to ask me.
We were talking about how long would you give Pellegrini, and I remember you distinctly saying that you'll make a summation after the Tottenham match.
Yeah, I did. Oh man, it's so hard.
What did your gut tell you?
My gut tells me that the other options aren't going to necessarily be better. I truly think that we should stick with him for the rest of the season.
You really think so?
And here's why. Because, you know what? I'm going to ask you a question. In the history of the Premier League, who is by far the most successful, revered manager in the history of the Premier League?
Sam Allardyce.
that was good. No, but seriously.
No hesitation in whatsoever. No hesitation.
Really okay, but who is? Fergie. Now, when he first started at Man United,
he was horrendous.
Like his second season, they were not doing well at all.
But that was a different era, mate.
But But what we're saying is that we've had some good results under Pellegrini.
I can't remember him now.
Well, it was 2 months ago. We beat Man United.
They're B team.
But what I'm saying is that we've done well. We started the season so well. All of us were talking Europe Champions League.
All of us were delusional.
But the results were going our way, and we were playing some good football. We've had some injuries. And just a bunch of our players have lost form.
You're desperately trying to justify staying with them, aren't you?
I just want to. You know what? I want us to be that club that keeps faith and doesn't be reactive. Look at Tottenham.
I think
Tottenham just fired their most successful manager ever. Pochettino did wonders at that
Daniel
club.
Levy. I mean, this is the same geezer that paid
Isn't
people
his name David Levy?
Excuse me, David Levy.
So bad names.
Awful. I'm terrible with names. But this is the same geezer that actually paid people to spy on West Ham.
Did he?
Yes, he did. He was caught doing it. So
I don't remember. So
the man's got no morals at all. However, he runs a hell of a business there. He really does. And I think that he made a great decision with this. So to get back to Pellegrini, I'm just going to go on record saying I'm totally Pellegrini out. I'm done. I'm done with him. I'm done. I'm done beyond done. As you can hear, I put something out on Twitter. It was a drunken rant. I don't even remember recording it, Adam. I don't remember recording it.
I didn't see it.
I was flipping through the timeline. I'm like, oh, Adam must have recorded something. I'm like, this is me.
Sure it wasn't Jimmy?
No, I was so drunk, mate. I was gone. I was absolutely gone. I recorded it at the kitchen table.
I hadn't looked, honestly, since the game. I don't know any of the other results. I haven't watched a single
I don't care.
kick of a football.
No. Yeah.
I imagine we must be just about the relegation zone now.
I think we're like 16th, round about 16th. It was 16th or 18th. I can't remember. I think it was 16th. I mean, I haven't looked either. I really haven't. I've just heard what people said. There's rumours about possible players that Eddie Howe might be interested. Possible players. Possible managers.
I mean, if Eddie Howe wants to go in goal, I'll take him.
Seriously,
I'll take him as a keeper.
We should do. But Eddie Howe is rumoured that he would be interested in the position. Sean Dyche.
Flapping
Here's a question for you. Would you even consider Rafa Benitez? I would, because he looks a little bit like me. He's kind of tubby. He's got a little goatee.
You're right. He's like a talented version of you who can probably see better.
He's the Italian Wayne.
Isn't he Spanish?
Oh, you Christ almighty. It's the second time I've done that.
Comes from
I'm
with
terrible.
managers.
I'm terrible.
Good old Pellegrini from Wales.
From Uruguay. Did you know the Chilean Hammers even said they want him out?
Really?
Yeah. The Chilean Hammer said they're done with him. They said something in Spanish and it said bastado. I think we all know what that means.
I think I can guess.
Yeah. But I just want him out. I do want him out.
I just don't
done.
see the point. These other managers, I just don't see it. But
Eddie Howe, I'd like Eddie Howe.
I mean, I like the idea of getting a young English manager in.
You know what? I think that's what we're missing. I think we're missing the grit that a young English manager would bring. And I think that's what these players need right now. They need somebody that's going to shoot a rocket up their ass, as opposed to a goalie and a midfielder that's shooting a rocket up somebody else's. I think we should leave on that one. Do you think we've talked enough about this match?
We definitely have.
We've definitely talked enough about this match. So, shenanigans. Did you find anything this week?
Yeah. My social shenanigan was in the press conference before the match. I don't know if you heard this. They asked Mourinho, they were, talking to Mourinho about his time away, and he said he feels like he's humble now. He's more humble. Okay. 5 minutes later, they say to him, so do you think Tottenham losing in the Champions League final has affected them this season? Mourinho's answer, I wouldn't know, because I've never lost a Champions League final.
It's typical, isn't it? It's typical.
It's like Mourinho wants to be Zlatan, but he's just not quite good enough. My social shenanigans is crap, so have you got anything better?
I've got one here, actually. It's from Charlie Walsh. He says, if Pellegrini was to leave, who hires his replacement? Takes us back to what you were talking about. That should be Husilio's job, but given Sullivan's want to get shot of him as well, does that mean it will be Dave's decision? I have zero faith in our chairman's decision making. Do you have any faith in his decision making?
I mean, no. Look at his wardrobe.
I like the Russian coat with the epaulets. I like that. Yeah, I've got no confidence in his ability to find a replacement. I really haven't. But I mean, he's holding the purse strings. He's the one that makes the decisions, isn't he? We have no other choice. We have to go with what it is that he thinks. There's another thing. Have you noticed that West Ham has put nothing out on social media since this match?
No, I haven't.
Of course you haven't. You've been sleeping all the bloody time, you lazy bugger.
You know why? Because part of the reason, and I wasn't going to say this, and I asked the listeners to keep this quiet, but with everything going on, like the club have unofficially contacted me about the rights to the new Bubbles song.
And you actually got to sing it on Friday Night Lights, didn't you?
Yeah. In fact, you know what?
I led our group of Dallas Hammers in a rendition of that song for you.
I know. I should have recorded it.
You should have done, because I'll never sing it again, mate.
I bet you will.
I know I won't. I don't think they're going to do it, but I do notice here that I love this Twitter handle. His name's Mark, but his Twitter handle's monkey_hustle69. And I just wanted to read his tweet out just because I love his Twitter handle.
Fair.
He says, no social media since the result. Think the next post is the sacking. Now, I don't agree with that, because I think that after the shenanigans with the last social media post they did about, we'll see you on Saturday, Mourinho, I think they're just shutting up. And I think they realise that when they say stupid things, actually, when they say anything after we have a bad loss, it's bad news and we react badly to it. So they're better off staying quiet. I tell you one thing I do have to do, and I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to technology and stuff of that nature.
Yep.
We've got a bunch of new followers on our social media accounts. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And we appreciate every one of you lads out there that's following us, and you ladies. But we want to say a special thank you to the Detroit Hammers, the Perth Hammers, Noble for England, and Canning Town Len for following us last week.
And allegedly, Vingenius, the Arsenal scum, unfolled us.
Yes, he did unfollow us.
You can follow us back again, or you will not be guest quiz hosting for us.
Yeah,
knob.
But if you want to follow us on social media, we'd love to hear from you, and or leave us a message or whatever.
Should we do our whole Jack Gambardella? Should we do another couple from the top 50?
I think we should, mate. I think we stopped off last time on 46. I think we're on number 45 and 44 now.
Yep. So 45 is this. On the 2nd of January 2018, James McLean scored a brilliant goal against West Ham at the London Stadium. It was his first goal since September of 2016. Who do you think he scored against that day? Well, of course, it was West Ham again.
That's West Ham for you.
And then number 44, another recent day thing. Marko Arnautovic wanted a big money move to China in the winter of 2018-19, and he didn't play because his head wasn't in the right place.
What wasn't? Oh, I'm not going to say it.
We lost 4-2 to AFC Wimbledon, got knocked out of the cup, and then we immediately announced a new contract and a pay rise for him. He, of course, then left in the summer.
That's an example of why they should never even do anything after such a bad result, because they announced that after we got thumped by Wimbledon. Also, if you want to follow us on social media, we'd really love that. Drop us a message, drop us a line, and like, share, and comment on our posts if you can, please.
Wayne.
I'm sorry.
What did you do that for?
I have to tell the audience what's going on here. We're both so hungover. And I turned to Adam and I said, okay, so what are we doing next? And I said, okay, we're supposed to be doing Would You Rather. I said, why don't you do this? Blah, 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 blah. And
I got it now. I got it.
And he goes, okay. And then I'm waiting for him to do it. And then he looks at me and he goes, what am I supposed to say?
Those people listening, if you haven't figured it out by now, Wayne is the dictator of the show.
I am, yeah.
So I have to do everything he says,
Yes,
or I get kicked off.
Seriously.
Or edited out.
And it's really tough being a dictator when you have to be careful because somebody might throw a hissy fit and walk out the door.
Okay, so Wayne, you spend your entire life on social media because it's all you ever do. You've seen anything nice on Hammers polls lately?
Oh, I love Hammers polls.
Oh.
You know what? I'll tell you what, Adam, that's a wonderful segue into Would You Rather?
Oh, everyone's favourite segment of the West Ham is Why We Drink podcast.
Everyone's favourite.
Here's one for you.
What?
Would you rather, or that awful news segment that you did for 2 episodes at the beginning?
What was that? I can't even
The
remember.
Newsday Tuesday.
Oh my God,
Would you
that was
rather
terrible.
Newsday Tuesday or would you rather?
Newsday Tuesday? What was that?
We did just play
We
Tottenham.
did just play Tottenham. Oh, this is terrible. I'm keeping it all in. I'm not editing anything out. So,
Well, you'd be doing better than Roberto.
seriously, he needs to edit out his whole performance. Poor guy. I feel sorry for him. No, I don't. I want him dead. So, if it was back in the olden days, mate, we'd wake up in the morning and somebody would have found his body in the
Do
river.
you know what I did say earlier? So my friend's Colombian. I was like, man, if he played in Colombia,
He'd be
he
dead.
would have got shot by now.
He would have done. Blimey, I hope he takes the tube. That's all I can say.
Would you rather do this? Would you rather do this? Would you rather do that? Would you rather do
So here you go. Here's one to start off with. That's a really good one. Does Antonio start against Chelsea? And if so, who drops out?
Yes, definitely.
I agree with you on that.
Well, of course you do. Would you be stupid to say no?
I know. Well, he's my
Who-
favourite
who
player. I'm
drops
wearing
out?
a shirt right now. The same shirt I wore yesterday. It stinks.
Tell me about it. It's
my
horrible.
God. Oh my
I think
God.
a little bit of sick just came up into my throat 5 minutes ago.
Good God.
That's definitely not his shirt.
No, it's not his
It
shirt.
looked like
It
a
was
parachute on him. his shirt, if he's entering the stadium from the roof, holding onto it.
Here comes Super Antonio.
At least,
What was that laugh?
At least there's
It was like a little girl laugh.
At least there's room on the back for you to have written Antonio. Oh.
Don't, you're making me puke. Oh, good God, good God. Oh, this is fun. Oh, I'm glad we made up. So who would you drop then?
Roberto. What's the point in even playing a goalie? I mean, I'm not saying put Antonio in goal. I'm just saying
Just drop Roberto. Let's play 10 men.
Just play Monkey Rush. Where like players can just take it in terms of being in goal. They'd be like, I'm going to be in goal now.
I put Yarmolenko in goal first. I really would. I'd put him in goal first just because he's got a scowl and people might be afraid of him.
Who would be a good? I mean, who would be a good guy to get in goal?
But then I'd drop Yarmolenko.
Pretty obvious. I mean, let's drop the player. Let's drop the player playing in Antonio's position.
Exactly.
To play Antonio.
Well,
I don't know. You don't get this sort of tactical expert analysis
don't.
from anywhere else.
you don't get this sort of expert tactical analysis at West Ham lately either, unfortunately. That's half the problem. So we're in agreement there that definitely he should start. I've got a real hard one here for you. Actually, this is a very difficult question. Should West Ham cash in on Declan Rice to allow funds to rebuild the squad?
Can I stop you right there? Because the question didn't start, would you rather?
Okay. Would you rather West Ham cash in on Declan Rice to allow funds to rebuild the squad? And if so, how much for? 40 million, 50 million, 60 million, or no, you wouldn't rather?
Oh yeah, I thought the point of this segment was, would you rather like this or this?
Well, we're just calling it Would You Rather because I've already done the theme music, you ding-dong.
So basically you've just asked me about 3 questions in one question.
Pretty much so, yeah.
No.
I haven't. So Adam_MC1R. It's an Adam that's asked that question.
I would say no, we should not cash in on Declan Rice.
No.
I mean, and not until it's mathematically impossible for us to stay up.
I'm in agreement once again with you.
But you know what? When we go down, Jordan Hewell, oh my word, he's going to be
a
so
brilliant
good in the
striker.
Championship. Him and Diangana, we might actually win the league next season.
We might.
Because usually the only other times we've gone up, it's been through the playoff.
The only problem is though, is like we're not going to be able to watch that many games.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We can't get relegated.
We can't get relegated because it's gonna crush our little group.
You're right. Oh my gosh, I didn't. Oh, that's like really made me sad.
I know it's sad. I mean, that's the awful thing about. I mean, you know, if you guys are listening over in England, we're based here in Texas.
Oh my god, that's like horrendous.
Yeah, we would be able to see nothing.
So, and not only that, so we have like we just mentioned, we had over 26 people.
Yeah.
At 6:30 a.m.
Yeah.
on a Saturday morning to watch West Ham Tottenham, but because they don't show the games, I mean, the group would literally not.
I mean, what would we do? We'd get together and follow
Barely.
Twitter.
I mean, yeah.
So that's why we can't go down. We can't go down. We really can't go down. I think that's all we've got from Hammers Polls. Thanks to Hammers Polls for letting us use your polls.
Yeah, and also check out the YouTube channel, and you might see a couple of familiar faces. Myself and Wayne, they do a video every week with some answers. There's a good bunch of people in there. I sometimes get an answer in. So yeah, check out their YouTube channel.
Yeah, I haven't done one in a while. I think I'm about due for it.
No, I mean honestly, it's been much better with you not being there. They've been a lot more interesting.
Nobody sticks to the 2 minutes though. Especially JP West Ham United TV. He did a 12-minute 2-minute video.
Really?
12 minutes.
Oh,
JP, come on, mate, be real. People aren't going to sit through that. Although I've got to tell you, JP does this thing. It's watch along with JP.
He shouted you out. He shouted out our podcast.
Yeah, he did shout out.
I saw that
because I went in because I realised that my stream was actually about 2 minutes ahead of his. So I did things like, "Oh my God, Harry Kane scored! Yes, and he hadn't.
That's pretty funny.
It was funny, but I mean, we had a bit of a laugh with him. We had a bit of a laugh. We're back
from our cookie break.
We had a cookie break. We got the munchies.
Always got the munchies.
Seriously, because Adam's Fatten's no good at football.
Okay, so hang on. Did we finish Would You Rather?
Yeah, we did.
Well, I've got one more.
Oh, bloody. Well, what is it, Adam?
For the next segment, would you rather we do the John Moncur chants or the Antonio chants? You can choose.
Oh, that's pretty good. I want to do the Michael Antonio chants. That was a really good cookie.
It's from Nerdvana.
Yeah.
Let's plug my friend's place, Nerdvana.
There you go. So we're gonna do start off with the Antonio chant.
Which one?
Let's start off with the one that we do all the time at the pub.
Okay. Ladies first.
Okay. Ole, 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 Antonio, oh, oh, Antonio, oh, oh. Ole, 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 Antonio, oh, oh, Antonio, oh, oh. You said ladies first because you thought I wouldn't remember it, like I never do I?
No, I knew you remember that one, but I don't think you'll remember the next one.
You're right. Totally right. Why didn't you start the next one, Adam?
Antonio.
Oh. Antonio. I
don't like that one.
I don't either. I like the first one.
Yeah, at the ground they sing that second one now, but I don't know why.
I don't.
The first one's better.
Now, I think we should do something very appropriate considering we've had such a wonderful run of form lately.
For you West Ham fan clubs around the country, you still show up to the bar and you're like, you know what, we're so unmotivated to sing.
We've got nothing to sing about.
We're going to give you something to sing about, okay? Yeah. So the first one we're going to do, what we're going to do first?
Let's do the we lose every week. Yeah. Okay, ready?
Okay.
We lose every week. We lose every week.
West Ham United.
We lose every week.
Did you forget who we were called?
No, it doesn't go that way.
Doesn't it?
No, it goes, we lose every week. We lose every week. You're nothing special. We lose every week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Okay, so should we do it again then?
Yeah, okay.
On three, un, dos, tres. We lose every week. We lose every week.
You're nothing special. We lose every week. Nice.
Nice one. And what's the other one? The other one's good because considering we aren't really scoring squat lately.
Well, in our pub, when a goal gets scored, we ring a bell and everyone goes wild.
I wonder if any the other groups out there have traditions, what they do. I should imagine there's a lot of shot taking. Anyway, there's another song you can do when you're not scoring. And we actually did this when we were, as the Dallas Hammers, we were actually watching the game with Manchester City years ago up in their pub. And their satellite went out, so we were watching it on our phones. And I said to everyone, I'm like, okay, so here on the count of three, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3. Yay! The whole pub stopped. And then we went just joking and like, yeah, London, beep 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 beep. Yeah, they weren't very happy.
So it goes like this. He goes, let's pretend we scored a goal.
No, it doesn't go. Let's pretend. Let's pretend we scored a goal. You're having a bad day, mate.
Oh, God. Just put me to bed. Just put me out of my misery.
I need to take a picture of Adam.
Jimmy!
I'm in the castle, mate. I'm in the castle. Give us a break now. I've been listening to that crap for ages and it's made me want to do one.
Who are you in the carsy with?
By myself, you stupid clogger.
So, are you ready to try it properly this time?
Yeah. We got this.
Let's pretend we scored a goal. Let's pretend we scored a goal.
Yeah! Bang! I really wanted to like throw stuff and smash your likes.
So that's pie mashup.
Pie mashup.
Pie and mashup. Pie mashup. I'm starving.
I just gave you. You just ate a massive cookie.
I want to ask you something. I want to ask you something though. Are you traditional pie mash or do you go like brown gravy?
Hang on. What's traditional?
With the green liquor.
What? Green what?
Liquor.
What are you talking about,
Adam? Where are you from?
Essex.
And it's pretty close to the East End, isn't it?
Well, that's where my parents are both from.
And you don't even know what pie mash and liquor is?
Liquor?
Liquor.
Like whiskey or something?
No, liquor. That's what you call the green parsley sauce that they pour all over the pies. Liquor.
Do you mean mushy peas?
No, mate. Pie mash.
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
I can't believe you don't know what liquor is.
I do know what liquor is. I have it every week at the pub.
Yeah, I know that.
Vodka, whiskey, bourbon.
No, when you have pie mash, they're going to put liquor on it. That's actually what it's referred to as liquor.
How do you spell that?
I've no idea, mate.
I don't know. I think it's believe you.
No, it's totally true.
Really?
And no, I'm not messing with you. I'm not messing with you.
Well, I mean, who knows?
Do you like eels?
That I've recently tried baked eels on sushi, and it was better than I thought it would be.
Eels in sushi is good. I do like I like eel sushi. Jellied eels gross me out. Stewed eels, a bit chewy.
Just in case you're just tuning in here, welcome to the culinary episode of West Ham is Why We Drink.
You know what? We just have to thank everybody for this episode. We have to thank Hammers Polls for letting us use their polls. We have to thank American Hammers TV for letting us be guests on Friday Night Likes.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen that, go to the YouTube page, check it out. It was pretty funny. I really enjoyed doing it, and I hope that I get to go back on it again.
I think you'll get to go back on it again. John said he's going to have everybody back on it again.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, not James though, because James kept going.
Sorry, who?
James.
Who?
He's dead. We've put him back in the coffin and buried him again. Thank you for listening to us on West Ham is Why We Drink. The best way to hear our podcast is to go to www.westhamiswhywedrink.com. There you can subscribe and get notifications when we put the podcast, or go to Apple Podcasts or your favourite podcasting platform.
And you can probably get it on www.waynemcmullin.com as well, I would guess.
Yeah, I don't have one, but that's a good idea. Give me something to do this week.
No, I love you, Wayne.
I know. We love each other. I'm glad.
I know.
I know you do. I'm glad we made it up for this episode, because this was fun. It was no fun doing it without you, I've got to tell you. The podcast, that is, Adam. The podcast. So our next episode, of course, will be out next Wednesday. We're going back to Wednesdays as normal.
And then the next episode after this, you've got another penalty shot out to look forward to.
Yes.
But you've got a shot that you need to take.
I do. We should have done that at the bar yesterday. Really should have done.
I did some other shots at the bar.
I drank enough yesterday to get a pass on this shot, I think.
Didn't you? One of the shots was like some of James's beard in a shot.
No, we didn't choose that one.
I'm going to choose that one for you.
No, you're not doing that. I'm not having James's beard in the shot.
I think you're going to.
I'm not doing it.
I think that's what we're going to have to do.
I'm doing the shot that was chosen by number. So, guys, we're at the end of another podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share our podcast with all of your friends and some of your enemies, because you don't want just your friends to hear this garbage.
Used to have friends, now I got enemies. Do you know that song?
Yeah, of course I know that song.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. I was just singing along. I was doing one of those things like they do in Saturday Night Live, you know, where the one person starts singing the song, the other person starts singing with it. Go for it. Go.
Okay, what, the same song?
No, yeah, do it.
Used to have friends, now I got enemies. I don't know the rest of the words, so I'm making it up. Cut that. Cut that. Now you're just going to copy what I say. This is the worst of all improvisational comedy games. Because you think you know sandwiches.
Sandwiches. Okay, Adam, what's your little catchphrase?
Stay positive, love your life.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Cheers.
Pretty bubbles in the air, they fly and so high. Like my dreams, they fade and die. Like dreams always hiding, I looked everywhere. I forever like bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. I forever like bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. I forever bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. They fly and so high, like my dreams, they fade and die.